What if I told you that success has less to do with your college degree or your bank balance and everything to do with how you think? Sounds bold, right? But that's exactly what Napoleon Hill proved nearly a century ago. In Think and Grow Rich, he didn't just hand out motivational fluff, he decoded the exact mental blueprint that the world's most powerful entrepreneurs used to go from broke to wealthy, lost to legendary. And guess what? It's still just as relevant today. Let's face it, we live in a world obsessed with hacks, trends, and shortcuts, but most people never realize the real secret to wealth is invisible. It's your mindset, your belief system, your inner programming. This video is not just a summary, it's a full transformation of how you view desire, faith, planning, and even failure. If you've been hustling hard, but seeing little reward, the truth might be this: you're moving, but your mind isn't aligned. And that disconnect is costing you big. So here's the deal, stay with me to the end. Not only will you understand the 13 powerful principles behind Think and Grow Rich, but you'll also learn how to apply each one in your daily life. No fluff, no theory, just real-world strategies that have changed lives for generations. This isn't just about making money. It's about building a mindset so powerful, you attract success before you even chase it. Ready? Let's begin with the first and most explosive principle: desire. Principle 1. Desire. Every great success story begins with a fire inside, what Napoleon Hill called a burning desire. It's not just about wanting something vaguely. It's about wanting it so deeply that it consumes your thoughts and reshapes your daily behavior. In Think and Grow Rich, this isn't just motivation talk, it's a directive. Desire, when combined with purpose, becomes the compass for your entire journey. Want to build wealth? Start by writing down exactly how much you want, by when, and what you're willing to give in return. No shortcuts here. If you can't name your dream, you'll never claim it. Hill lays out a 6-step blueprint that could rival any modern productivity hack. Define the amount of money you want. Determine what you'll give in exchange. Set a firm deadline. Create a plan, write it all out. And here's the kicker: recite it aloud every single day. This isn't some mystical chant. It's strategic autosuggestion in action. You're training your subconscious to see opportunities where others see obstacles. A man who wants to earn $50,000 within 12 months, in exchange for launching a niche consulting service, now wakes up each day with a mission, not a maybe. Let's get practical. Grab a notebook and try this right now. Write down your desire using Hill's format. It could sound like, I will earn $100,000 by December 31st, 2025, in exchange for building and selling online courses about financial literacy. I will take daily action and remain persistent until I succeed. Keep that statement with you. Repeat it morning and night. You're not just affirming it, you're programming it. This level of clarity triggers a domino effect. Your faith builds, your actions align, and suddenly your vision doesn't feel so far off. And speaking of faith, Principle 2. Faith. Faith isn't just a spiritual word, it's the fuel that makes desire come alive. In Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill insists that no dream survives long-term without belief backing it. Faith is what bridges the gap between what you see and what you want. When you repeat your written desire daily with emotion, you're not being silly, you're activating what Hill calls emotionalized belief. Over time, that repetition becomes truth to your subconscious. It's like planting seeds. Speak it enough times, and your mind starts to accept it as reality, even before the world does. Now Hill doesn't leave this to chance. He created a self-confidence formula, one of the most powerful tools in the book. It combines a clear purpose, relentless desire, and dominant thoughts focused on your goal. Picture a young entrepreneur with zero connections and limited funds, but who tells herself every day, I am building a business that will reach 10,000 customers this year. With enough repetition, her belief shapes her decisions. She starts networking, pitching, improving, because her inner world now expects success. That's faith in motion. No external validation needed. Modern psychology would call this a blend of cognitive restructuring and neural programming. The brain literally rewires based on what it believes to be true. That's why Hill emphasizes visualization. If you want financial abundance, don't just think numbers, see your dream house. Smell the leather seats of the car. Hear the applause at your book launch. Visualization with emotion strengthens belief. Faith isn't passive, it's an emotional GPS recalibrating you daily toward your outcome. And the best part? You can train it. And how do you train it? That's where autosuggestion enters the picture. Principle 3. Autosuggestion. Autosuggestion, according to Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich, is the gateway through which belief is instilled in the subconscious mind. It involves the intentional repetition of affirmations, carefully crafted phrases tied to one's burning desire, with the aim of conditioning internal thought patterns. When executed with emotion and consistency, autosuggestion bypasses conscious resistance and imprints new neural associations. This isn't mere optimism, it's a scientifically aligned method of cognitive reinforcement, closely resembling contemporary self-directed neuroplasticity techniques. To clarify its mechanism, when a person states, "I am earning $10,000 a month through my consulting business," daily and with emotional intensity, they are actively reshaping their internal belief system. This process, over time, minimizes inner doubt and replaces it with conviction. It's critical to engage emotion. Without it, the mind files the affirmation as empty rhetoric. Hill's point is precise emotion plus repetition equals internalization. Think of athletes rehearsing victory or actors reciting lines until they become the character. The principle remains the same. Repetition fosters embodiment. Practically speaking, autosuggestion is best applied in a structured routine. Morning and evening rituals are ideal. Write your goal down, recite it aloud while visualizing its achievement, and engage every sense in that mental rehearsal. This not only anchors belief but also primes perception, leading the mind to notice opportunities aligned with the desired outcome. For instance, someone affirming financial freedom may begin spotting collaborations, investment chances, or cost-saving strategies previously ignored. This heightened awareness is not coincidence. It's the subconscious filtering stimuli in service of the affirmed vision. And as this mental programming deepens, knowledge becomes the next critical lever. Principle 4. Specialized knowledge. In Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill makes it crystal clear. General knowledge won't make you rich, specialized knowledge will. You can read 1,000 books, but unless you know how to apply specific information in a profitable way, you'll stay stuck in theory. The game changes when you know something useful, rare, and in demand. Think of someone who masters SEO for local businesses, or someone who understands how to optimize Amazon listings. That's not just knowledge, that's currency. And Hill reminds us, you don't need to possess all this knowledge yourself. You just need to organize it. That's where the genius of the mastermind comes in. Hill emphasizes that the most successful people surround themselves with specialists, people who know things they don't. You don't have to be a tech wizard, but you better know someone who is. Picture a coach who knows mindset and communication, but hires a video editor, a funnel strategist, and a copywriter. Padrow. That's a real-life mastermind. It's not about doing it alone, it's about orchestrating expertise toward one definite goal. Hill's principle aligns with modern business models. Startups thrive not because the founder knows everything, but because they coordinate everything. Want to apply this now? Start identifying what you know that solves a problem. Are you great with numbers? Turn that into bookkeeping for freelancers. Love researching? Offer deep dive market reports for niche businesses. Then, write a list of gaps you have: tech, design, legal, and seek people with those strengths. Collaborate, don't compete. Specialized knowledge, when combined with focused action, becomes one of the most valuable forms of leverage. And once you've got that knowledge working in your favor, it's time to use something even more powerful: your imagination. Principle 5. Imagination. Imagination, as Napoleon Hill describes in Think and Grow Rich, is the workshop of the mind where all plans are shaped, refined, and brought to life. Hill breaks it down into two types: synthetic imagination, where you reorganize existing concepts, and creative imagination, where new, fresh ideas emerge seemingly from nowhere. Think of someone who takes a typical meal delivery business and customizes it exclusively for diabetics using local, organic ingredients. That's synthetic imagination at work, nothing invented from scratch, but reassembled for a higher purpose and profit. Creativity doesn't happen in a vacuum, though. Hill emphasizes that environment and emotional intensity fuel the imagination. Ever noticed how great ideas seem to pop up in the shower or during a long walk? That's not a coincidence. It's your brain freeing itself from noise and distraction. To nurture this power, place yourself in settings that stimulate thought: a cozy cafe, a peaceful park, even a museum. Inspiration loves calm minds and curious hearts. When your burning desire collides with a creative environment, that's when innovation truly begins. To make this actionable, schedule what Hill would call a creative hour. Once or twice a week, sit with a blank notebook and ask, how can I turn my desire into something valuable? Don't edit or judge your ideas, just let them flow. This technique mirrors the brainstorming practices used by entrepreneurs and inventors alike. The Post-it note, born from a failed adhesive. Airbnb, sparked by a lack of hotel rooms. Imagination turns obstacles into opportunities. And once you've caught the spark of an idea, it's time to forge a real-world plan to bring it to life. Principle 6. Organized planning. An idea without a plan is just a wish. In Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill insists that desire must be crystallized into action through organized planning. It's not about making to-do lists. It's about building a structure where each part of your goal has a defined path forward. Hill outlines a process. Gather a team, your mastermind. Define what each person brings to the table, meet consistently, and eliminate any conflict quickly. Sounds like modern project management? That's because Hill was decades ahead of his time. Let's say you've imagined a digital product, a course on financial mindset. Now it's time to map out. What's the first version? What's your launch date? Who's your audience? And who can help you design, market, and scale it? These aren't just good questions, they're necessary ones. Planning turns vision into movement. And if your plan doesn't work, Hill says scrap it and build another. But don't abandon the goal. Pivot the method, not the mission. Just like startups run sprints and iterate, so should you. To apply this, open a spreadsheet and break your goal into milestones. Create columns for tasks, timelines, who's responsible, and potential blockers. This simple framework brings clarity and confidence. You're not guessing, you're executing. And don't forget the importance of team harmony. Your group must stay aligned and respectful. One toxic voice can slow the entire ship. That's why Hill places such weight on cooperation. Once your plan is in motion, the next critical decision is, well, decision itself. Principle 7. Decision. Successful people aren't just smart, they're decisive. In Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill draws a hard line between the rich and the broke. The wealthy decide quickly and change slowly. The broke? They hesitate endlessly and change direction at the first sign of resistance. Hill's message is blunt, but timeless: indecision is the enemy of progress. Want to build a success mindset? Start by training yourself to make choices fast, based on clear goals, not fear or outside opinion. Delay is a dream killer in disguise. Think about the last time you stalled on a decision, maybe starting a YouTube channel, investing in a course, or quitting a job that drains you? How much time did you waste thinking it through when you already knew the answer? Hill urges readers to act on instinct backed by purpose. He's not talking about reckless choices, he's talking about bold, informed movement. Entrepreneurs call it agility. Test fast, learn fast, adjust fast. And in a world that rewards speed, decisiveness becomes a superpower. You can practice this by setting timers. When faced with a decision, give yourself 5 minutes to research, reflect, and act. For bigger ones, sleep on it once, then move. And once you decide, commit. Don't keep one foot in, one foot out. That uncertainty sends mixed signals to your subconscious. Clarity breeds momentum. And as you move forward, one quality will become your greatest asset, especially when things get tough. Principle 8. Persistence. Persistence is the silent power behind every visible success. In Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill describes it as the insurance policy against failure. Anyone can be excited on day 1, but it's what you do on day 97, when nobody's cheering and doubt starts whispering, that defines your future. Hill knew that talent, luck, and opportunity mean little without the willingness to endure. Success rarely comes to the most gifted. It comes to those who refuse to quit when results are slow and the path gets muddy. Think of Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Or Colonel Sanders, rejected over 1,000 times before someone agreed to franchise his chicken recipe. These aren't just stories. They're case studies in the persistent success equation. Hill teaches that setbacks are not signs to stop, but signals to adjust. And if you keep showing up, you increase your exposure to opportunity. In today's terms, this is grit, the blend of passion and sustained effort over time. To build persistence, you need more than motivation, you need systems. Start by creating non-negotiables. I write 500 words daily. I pitch 3 clients every morning. I record 1 video a week. Treat them like appointments with your future. And when discouragement strikes, and it will revisit your written desire, your faith, your autosuggestion. They aren't just abstract principles, they're your fuel tank. Persistence isn't about never feeling doubt. It's about pushing forward anyway. And when you do, you'll start to notice something powerful happen when you're not alone. Principle 9. Power of the Mastermind. No one builds an empire alone. In Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill introduces the mastermind as a group of aligned individuals who come together to multiply intelligence, energy, and results. This isn't just teamwork, it's a fusion of minds, where each person contributes ideas, feedback, and support toward a common goal. Hill believed that when 2 or more people harmonize with a definite purpose, they tap into a higher level of thinking, something greater than the sum of their parts. Sounds spiritual? It is, and it works. Let's break this down. Imagine you're building an online business. You're great at content, but struggle with ads and analytics. A mastermind group brings in a marketer, a copywriter, maybe even a mindset coach. You meet weekly, share wins, troubleshoot problems, and hold each other accountable. Suddenly, you're not guessing, you're growing. Hill claimed this structure wasn't optional, but essential. Your network becomes your amplifier. You gain fresh perspective, new strategies, and most importantly, emotional fuel when you feel like quitting. Even spiritually, Hill describes the mastermind as tapping into an infinite intelligence, a kind of energetic flow that inspires breakthroughs. Think of how an idea seems to appear out of nowhere during a brainstorming session. That's synergy at work. Practically speaking, start by gathering 2 to 4 like-minded people with different strengths but shared values. Set a weekly meeting, define clear intentions, and build trust. No egos, just elevation. And as the bond deepens, you'll start unlocking energy that you didn't even know was available. That energy, when channeled, becomes a powerful force for something unexpected. Principle 10. Transmutation of sexual energy. If your conscious mind is the captain, your subconscious is the engine room. In Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill explains that the subconscious mind is the link between thought and reality. It receives every idea you plant and works tirelessly, 24/7, to manifest those beliefs into physical form. But here's the kicker: it doesn't filter. It accepts whatever you feed it, positive or negative, hopeful or fearful. That's why Hill emphasizes emotional repetition, especially through autosuggestion techniques. Your results reflect the emotional tone you consistently broadcast inward. Ever wonder why some people attract opportunity while others constantly face setbacks? It often comes down to subconscious programming. If you believe deep down that you're not worthy, not smart enough, or just unlucky, your mind will filter your reality to match that script. But when you fill your subconscious with conviction through affirmations, visualization, music, and daily journaling, you train it to expect abundance. Hill saw the subconscious not as a mystery, but as a machine. Feed it purpose, and it delivers patterns of progress. Here's how to apply it. Start by monitoring your emotional state. Are you operating from fear or faith, anxiety or anticipation? Then build rituals that feed your subconscious with empowering signals. Listen to audio affirmations while you sleep. Write your goal daily with feeling. Surround yourself with people and messages that reflect your desired outcome. The subconscious can't resist repetition, and the more emotionally charged, the better. When this inner frequency shifts, something remarkable happens. Your outer world begins to reflect your inner belief. And soon, those thoughts start transmitting far beyond yourself. Principle 12. The brain. Napoleon Hill believed the brain was more than a thinking machine. It was a broadcasting and receiving station for thought vibrations. In Think and Grow Rich, he suggests that thoughts, especially those charged with emotion, radiate beyond our physical body. Now that might sound mystical at first glance, but think about it. Ever walked into a room, instantly felt the tension? Or met someone whose energy lit up the space? That's not just imagination, it's the science of emotional resonance. Hill's insight aligns with modern discoveries in social neuroscience, like mirror neurons and emotional contagion. He explains that the brain, when emotionally activated, sends signals into what he calls the ether. This is where ideas seem to come out of nowhere, and where we unconsciously pick up on the mental states of others. While Hill didn't have access to brain scans or EEGs, his intuition nailed a truth we now observe in real time. The brain responds to frequency, both internal and external. Your dominant emotions literally shape your perception, your decisions, and even your ability to connect with others on an unspoken level. So how do we harness this? Start by becoming intentional about what you're broadcasting. What thoughts are you amplifying daily? Are they full of burning desire and purpose, or frustration and fear? Control your inner narrative and you control your signal. Hill also recommends surrounding yourself with other high-frequency thinkers. Your mastermind group isn't just a team, it's a field of shared mental energy. And when your brain is harmonized with desire, emotion, and action, something extraordinary begins to awaken within you. Principle 13. The Sixth Sense. Napoleon Hill calls the sixth sense the door to the temple of wisdom. In Think and Grow Rich, it's not some psychic ability, but rather a refined intuition, a hunch, a whisper, an inner nudge that guides decisions with eerie accuracy. Hill claims this sense can't be fully explained or forced. It's cultivated over time through mastery of all the other principles: desire, faith, persistence, autosuggestion, and so on. Once those elements are aligned, the sixth sense kicks in like a mental autopilot, giving you insights beyond logic, often at just the right moment. You've likely felt this before. Maybe you chose not to trust someone without knowing why, or made a bold move that just felt right. That's not luck. That's your subconscious and accumulated experience fusing into an intuitive hit. Hill believed that when we tune into this higher faculty, we become decision makers on another level. Many successful leaders credit their biggest breakthroughs to gut instinct, not spreadsheets. They couldn't always explain it, but they knew it worked. Intuition for them wasn't mystical, it was strategic. So how do you cultivate this sixth sense? First, quiet the noise. Regular reflection, solitude, and journaling train your mind to notice subtle patterns. Second, review your progress. Often Hill says self-analysis strengthens this inner voice. And finally, stay emotionally aligned with your definite purpose. Conclusion: think and grow rich. Now you've got it all, 13 principles that have helped ordinary people build extraordinary lives. But remember this, knowing isn't enough. The real magic happens when you apply what you've learned. So let me ask you, what's your burning desire? Have you written it down yet? Are you reciting it daily? Are you surrounding yourself with people who push you forward instead of pulling you back? Because if you're not, you're leaving your future to chance. You've just been handed the same mental blueprint used by millionaires, inventors, and innovators for nearly 100 years. What you do with it from here is up to you. Will you go back to old habits, or are you ready to rewire your thoughts, build your faith, and persist until success bends in your direction? You don't need more time, you need more intention. Everything you want is already available, if your mind is prepared to receive it. So here's what you do next. Drop a comment below with one principle you're going to apply this week. Let's make it real. Let's create accountability. And if this video helped you, don't keep it to yourself, share it. There's someone out there who needs this more than you think. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and get ready, because this is just the beginning of your journey toward wealth, clarity, and unstoppable purpose.